According to a recent survey, the 3 most common fears in America are snakes, insects, and having to program the VCR. It was a small survey. In contrast, my 3 greatest fears are critics, and having to program the VCR. It's not that I don't respect good criticism. I just don't take it well. There's a famous quote, critics are people who come down from the mountain after the battle and shoot the dead. I love that. When I write a book, it's out there like some stupid boxer screaming, come on, give me your best shot. They usually do. So what am I really afraid of? Failure. Oh, sure, I learn from my failures. But, of course, I also learn Latin. I have no use for that, either. Right now, I'm writing my first novel. Could be a hit, could be a direct hit, as in bomb. But there's only one sure way not to succeed, and that's not to try. The other way not to succeed is to alienate the critics. Hi, critics.
If I had a dime for every time we cried, I wouldn't have a dime to spare. And if I had a dollar for the laughter we knew, we'd be living like a millionaire. We agree to disagree on something every day. We're alive, but nobody better try to make you cry, or they're dealing with me. 'Cause we're family. Oh, there's nothing in the world I wouldn't give to you. It's everything I have in love. When you're one imperfect pair, to make it work, there's nothing in the world like love. Like in the whole wide world like love.
My fellow Baltimoreans, I need your help.
No, my dear. We don't need their help. We need their dollars for the new library. You're going on a radio talk show to ask for money. Not just to ask, but to plead, to beg.
I'm really not very good at asking for money, or pleading or begging, for that matter.
Then grovel. Of course, you know what's at stake here. We're building a monument to knowledge and learning.
Not to mention your promotion to Vice Chancellor.
Exactly. Now, here's what I'd like you to do. First, make an impassioned yet sincere plea for funds. Lay it on thick like Jerry Lewis.
Okay, Dean.
Then turn to your fellow guest and ask him for $1 million.
Are you crazy?
No, I'm quite sane. Your fellow guest will be none other than Franklin Tanner.
Franklin Tanner. Ah, the self-made man.
You got it. Here's his autobiography. Read it. Know your prey. You're out to bag the big one for a cool mill.
How can I ask a total stranger for $1 million?
Like this. Oh, Mr. Tanner, our college has always depended on the kindness of strangers. See ya.
Bye, Blanche. I'm so glad you quit smoking.
Really? Well, if you're glad, I'm glad. Actually, I'm delighted that I quit smoking. Who needs cigarettes? I'm a sucker for celery myself.
How you doing, sweetheart?
Well, I haven't bitten my nails yet. If that's what you mean.
Keep your mittens off my celery, Molly.
Now, look, I know how hard this must be for both of you.
No, you don't. No, you don't, Ellen, because you have no bad habits yourself, do you?
What do you mean I have no bad habits? Of course I do.
Name one.
Well, see, when I dry my clothes, I don't always clean out the lint filter.
Oh, my God.
And I have been known to put back the bread without resealing the wrapper.
Well, all I can say is bring on the firing squad. Would you like a blindfold or a cigarette?
Wish somebody'd stand me up against a wall.
As a matter of fact, you do have one bad habit.
Well, thank God.
You're extremely judgmental.
Judgmental? Me? Judgmental? I didn't know I was judgmental. You never told me you thought I was judgmental.
That's another bad habit. Me, judgmental? I didn't know I was judgmental. I didn't know you thought I was judgmental. Did you know that she thought that I was judgmental?
Maybe I am too judgmental. Well, all right. If you both can kick a habit, so can I.
I've got an idea. Let's have some fun out of this. I quit smoking, you quit biting your nails, and you quit being judgmental. Okay? So the first one that falls off the wagon, so to speak, pays the other two $50.
I'm in.
Make it 100.
Pretty sure of yourself, aren't you?
Judgment.
Observation.
Easy money.
And we're back. Soon we'll be talking with writers Ellen, a woman on top, Brewer, and Franklin, the self-made man Tanner. But right now, we're talking to the Snuffer, former hitman turned recording artist. And here's a title cut off his first album, Kiss Me or Kill Me.
Play the whole album.
The whole album? Why not? 40 minutes of uninterrupted listening pleasure with the Snuffer singing Kiss Me or Kill Me.
Kiss me or kill me, for no one could thrill me like you do.
Excuse me, Mr. Snuffer, there's a call in here for you. It's your wife.
I better take that, or she'll kill me. Sorry, I'm late.
Mr. Tanner, I'm running into a little problem here. I was just wondering if you and Miss Brewer might be able to come back, say, Friday?
Fine with me.
Thanks, you're very kind.
I'm Ellen Brewer, a woman on top.
Frank Tanner, the self-made man.
Hi. Could I have $1 million?
Wouldn't you know to let $10 million in my other pants?
Well, see, Dean Douglas asked me to ask you, and I'm just really not very good at this kind of thing. And, now I know I'm rambling on, and you're a busy man. I mean, with all of your cargo ships and your airfields and your banks and whatever else you have there, I don't know. I mean, you just forget that I asked it for you because... Forget it.
It's forgotten.
Good.
Now, will you take a check?
Are you serious? You give me $1 million just like that?
Well, we'll talk about it over dinner. You like Mexican food?
I love Mexican food.
Good. I know the best Mexican restaurant in the world.
Great.
Pack a bag.
Turn.
Mom, isn't it my bedtime yet?
Turn.
Hey, Molly, this will take your mind off having your nails for dinner. A city in Texas, an 8-letter word. A M
Nana.
A
Amarillo!
Stop serving the pencil!
Will you look at the time? I better get to bed, mister.
My head is killing me. It's amazing what someone will do for $1 million. The last 48 hours I've been scuba diving in Mexico, to a rodeo in Albuquerque, and skeet shooting God knows where. Tonight, Frank's flying in from Cleveland to take me out to dinner, if I can keep my eyes open.
What's going on between you and Frank?
Nothing.
Well, why ever not? He's adorable.
I don't know. He's kind of a hard person to get to know. He's sort of distant.
He's sort of here.
And he said he wasn't going to come until 8 o'clock.
Grandma, it is 8 o'clock.
Oh, darn, I'm still on Rocky Mountain time. Hi, Frank, come on in.
Good evening.
I just need a few seconds to get ready.
Aren't you going to read me my story?
Oh, Frank, I don't think you've met my daughter's son. Nick, this is Mr. Tanner.
Hello, Nick.
I'm sure Mr. Tanner won't mind reading your story.
You haven't got that much time, Ellen.
Oh, I'll just be a second.
Once upon a time, there was a bull.
A cow. Her name is Sadie.
Okay. Once upon a time, there was a cow named Sadie with a little suitcase.
A knapsack.
Well, it's a big knapsack. It could be a little suitcase.
Says it's a knapsack.
Why? Why does she have a knapsack?
For running away.
Oh, I see. Sadie was a very unhappy cow indeed. Boo-hoo, boo-hoo. Tired of eating the same old hay, day after day after day, Sadie slung a knapsack over her back and went in search of greener pastures.
That's not the way it goes. Are you making this up?
Yes. I'm telling you a new story.
I like it the way it is. Can't you read it that way?
No. I don't have the time right now. So to close the deal, I had to be in Tokyo for lunch and back in Chicago for cocktails.
Oh, I know. I hate when that happens to me.
How about an appetizer?
Sure.
Taste this.
Frank, this is $1 million. Thank you.
What do I get for $2 million?
I'm stunned. I'm overwhelmed. I'm speechless.
I'm hungry. Let's eat. Waiter. Tell us about your specials.
Everything is on the menu.
Are you ready to order?
I've never seen such a big dollar figure.
Open the menu.
Let me start then. I'll have the spaghetti with meat sauce.
Sir, we specialize in Nuova Cucina.
And I'll have the Nuova spaghetti.
All of our Nuova entrees are listed.
I'll have the veal scallopini fellini.
Oh, that sounds good. Make it 2.
Did you notice we always order the same thing?
At least one of us has good taste.
Oh, before I forget, I brought you a little present, too. It's my book, Woman on Top.
Thank you.
I wrote a little note in it. Aren't you going to read it?
The whole book?
No, just the note.
Actually, I forgot my,
No, they're in your left breast pocket.
Just had them on, didn't I?
Yes.
It's beautiful. I'm touched.
Touched? The part about the wetsuit was a joke.
I know that. I'm touched by your joke.
Well, can we do it again?
Do what?
Tonight, scuba diving, Mexico. Didn't you read the note?
All right, so I didn't read the note.
Why not?
I didn't read the note because I don't know how to read. Okay?
Wait a minute. You don't know how to read?
No, I can't read.
I don't understand. Didn't you go to school?
Boy, did I go to school. 5 different schools in the first grade alone. My father moved us around so much. It took me 3 years to learn my ABDs.
So you just never learned?
I learned. I learned how to make money.
But, I mean, couldn't you learn now?
Now I don't need it.
I mean, I could get someone to teach you.
Don't.
I could teach you myself. I mean, you know, it's nothing to be ashamed of.
Just a minute. Who do you think you're talking to? You think I'm ashamed? Let me tell you something before you start to be patronizing with me. I know a lot of people who can read, but I don't know very many who can sign their name on a check this size. If you think reading is more important than making money, you try to build your library without it.
Frank! Man, it's open. Hi there.
Hello, Dean.
I smell money in the air.
No, it's veal scallopini Fellini.
Let me embrace the woman who's responsible for making me the vice chancellor of the university. Well, Ellen, speak to me of dollars.
Frank wrote out a check for $1 million.
Oh, Ellen, I adore you.
Then I made him angry and he took it back.
Oh, Ellen, I despise you.
Frank Tanner is an illiterate.
Judgmental! 100 smackers.
I'm serious. He really can't read.
But that's absurd. I promised him the new library will have a Franklin Tanner reading room.
Well, leave his name off the plaque. He'll never know the difference. Oh, thank you.
Really, I'm not kidding. When I encouraged him to read, he just stormed off and took his donation with him.
I don't blame him a bit. How could you tell a man who can't read that he can't read? You must apologize.
What do you want me to do? Write him a note?
Look at it this way, Ellen. You can have a man who can't read and a reading room. Or you can have a man who can't read and no reading room.
You're a very wise woman, Sidney.
Thank you.
Listen to your mother. If you can't be big enough to say I'm sorry, Mama go to bed tonight devastated.
Oh, I'm sure Frank Tanner won't lose any sleep over this.
I wasn't talking of Franklin Tanner.
Hi, Frank.
You don't have to apologize.
But I do. It was silly of me to be so pushy.
It was silly of me to be so defensive.
Well, I should never have used the word ashamed.
True. It almost got you killed.
Well, I know I don't have to apologize, but I really want to. I have no right to tell you how to lead your life.
So we're back to where we started.
Right. I'm Ellen Brewer, a woman on top.
Hello, Frank Tanner, the self-made man from air freight to airwaves. How do you like my book?
Oh, I like it. It's a good book. Too bad you can't read it. I'm sorry.
Ellen, let me ask you something. Why do you care so much whether I read or not? I can do anything in the world I want. If I want to have dinner in Cairo, I go. If I want a samba in Brazil, I go. If I want to ski in Switzerland, I go. I don't need to read. What would I do with it?
What would you do with it? Frank, I mean, what about the places that you can't get to by jet?
Chopper.
No, I'm talking about places that exist only in books. I mean, places like Oz, Camelot, Atlantis, Pooh Corner. Places that you could visit with Nick, or your own kid if you'd ever stop flying away from people long enough to have one. Frank, I think you're afraid, and I think you're too proud to admit that there's something you can't do. And I think that's stopping you from growing. And the saddest thing of all is that Frank Tanner is never going to be able to exercise the privilege of using the Frank Tanner reading room. I guess I'd talk myself out of the Frank Tanner reading room. Second day in a row, I've tried to tell you how to run your life. So for that, I'm going to throw myself out of my own house. I'll see you at the radio station.
Mom, Grandma, good somebody read me my story? Oh, it's you.
Then would you say your experiences in the tumultuous 1960s prepared you in any way for the headiness of celebrity that accompanied the success of A Woman on Top?
No.
Would you care to elaborate on that?
No.
Hauntingly concise, Ellen.
We've just been joined by the hopefully talkative entrepreneur and author of The Self-Made Man, Franklin Tanner. Frank, can you tell us a few words about your book?
No.
Great. Thank you.
But there is something that I would like to talk about.
Fabulous. Anything.
A couple of days ago, I met a very sweet little boy who wanted something from me, something that I couldn't give him. He wanted me to read him a bedtime story, but I couldn't do it. And I couldn't give him a straight answer when he asked why. Because I was too proud to admit that I don't know how to read. And I couldn't even admit it to a little boy who can't read himself. Because I've always been very proud of the fact that I could give anybody anything they want. But I was kidding myself. The only thing I really knew how to give was money. Which is still all I can give. Here, Ellen, here's your $1 million. But that's not just for the library. I want part of that to go for reading classes to help people like me. And for programs that make sure there are no kids like me in the next generation. And someday, Dean, I'm going to put that in writing.
Well, I'd just like to say that I think that Frank Tanner is one of the most courageous men I've ever met. And that is a judgment.
And that's all the time we have. This is great radio. Stay tuned. We'll break for these messages and return in 2 minutes and 5 seconds.
It just cost me $200. How about taking me for some Chinese food?
Well, if you want to go for Chinese, we go.
Great. I've never been to Peking.